Kyoto is a city where the past and present seem to coexist on the same narrow streets. Ancient wooden temples stand beside modern coffee shops, and traditional tea houses hum quietly near vibrant shopping districts. For centuries, travelers have come to Kyoto seeking its rich cultural heritage, the serene Zen gardens, the intricate art of tea ceremonies, and the timeless beauty of geisha traditions. But in recent years, a new kind of traveler has emerged. The kind who wants not just to see Kyoto, but to experience it on a deeper, more personal level. And in a surprising twist, technology, specifically AI-powered tour guide tools, is helping make that possible. It might sound counterintuitive at first. After all, can a digital guide truly enhance a human connection to an ancient culture? The answer is more fascinating than you might think. AI tools are now offering travelers in Kyoto a way to explore the city with a sense of insight, personalization, and cultural depth that traditional guidebooks or group tours often miss. Powered by vast databases of local history, language nuances, and cultural practices, these AI guides don't just tell you where to go. They help you understand what you're seeing and why it matters. Imagine stepping into Kyoto's famed Nishiki Market. This vibrant alleyway, packed with stalls selling everything from pickled vegetables to hand-forged knives, is a sensory overload. Now, instead of wandering aimlessly or thumbing through a guidebook, you have an AI app that whispers in your ear through your earpiece. It tells you the story of a 400-year-old tofu shop, the meaning behind a seasonal delicacy, or even warns you which snack contains ingredients you might want to avoid. Suddenly, you're not just browsing a market. You're stepping into living history, guided by knowledge that feels curated just for you. And the experience doesn't stop at markets. Temples, often silent witnesses to centuries of change, take on new meaning when your AI guide explains the symbolism in a Zen garden's rock arrangement, or the hidden story behind a Shinto shrine's guardian statues. Rather than just admiring the aesthetics, you start to grasp the layers of cultural significance embedded in every stone and structure. That sense of discovery, a deeper understanding that goes beyond surface impressions, is exactly what cultural immersion is all about. But here's a question to consider. Does relying on AI diminish the authenticity of your experience? For many travelers, the answer has been quite the opposite. AI tour tools don't replace human interaction. They enhance it. For example, language translation features powered by AI can help bridge gaps between visitors and locals. Picture yourself in a small tea house in the Gion district. With your AI translator, you're able to ask the host about the tea's origin, the significance of the tea bowl's design, or even learn a few phrases in polite Japanese. Instead of feeling like an outsider, you're welcomed into the rhythm of local life. And sometimes, the AI acts like a cultural mentor. Take Kyoto's seasonal festivals, the Gion Matsuri, for instance. This massive summer event fills the streets with ornate floats and traditional performances. While tourists crowd the main parade route, your AI guide might suggest a lesser-known side street where you can observe craftsmen preparing the floats, or even invite you to a local's viewing spot. It's the kind of insider knowledge that deepens your appreciation of the event and connects you with the community in ways a standard tour could never achieve. What's even more intriguing is how AI tools adapt in real time to your curiosity. Interested in traditional Japanese calligraphy, your AI guide might suggest a nearby workshop where you can try it hands-on. Fascinated by the spiritual side of Zen Buddhism, the app could direct you to a monastery open to visitors, complete with a brief on meditation etiquette. Instead of following a rigid itinerary, you find yourself on a journey shaped by your interests, an organic exploration with guidance that evolves as you do. Now, you might be wondering, does this mean AI will replace human guides? Not at all. In fact, many tour companies in Kyoto are blending human expertise with AI tools. Guides use AI to tailor experiences in real time, adjusting tours based on weather, local events, or personal interests. It allows for a hybrid model where human warmth and technological intelligence come together to offer something truly special. Travelers often report feeling more connected, more engaged, and less like passive tourists. Another surprising aspect is how AI is helping visitors respect local customs better. Cultural faux pas, like improper temple etiquette or misusing honorifics, can be gently corrected by your AI guide before they happen. Instead of awkward moments, you move through the city with confidence, honoring traditions rather than stumbling through them. It fosters mutual respect between travelers and locals, something increasingly valued in places like Kyoto, where preserving cultural integrity is paramount. But let me hit you with this. What happens when technology doesn't just inform your trip, but transforms how you see the world? By making deeper understanding accessible, AI encourages empathy. When you learn why a tea master bows a certain way, or why a shrine is honored with quiet reverence, you start to see culture not as a spectacle, but as a shared human experience. You become more than a visitor, you become a student of tradition, an active participant in a living history. And this shift isn't just happening in Kyoto. The success of tour tools here is inspiring other heritage cities worldwide to adopt similar approaches. Places like Florence, Istanbul, and Marrakech are experimenting with AI-powered cultural immersion, proving that this blend of ancient wisdom and modern tech can reshape global travel. Kyoto just happens to be at the forefront, a fitting place for old and new to meet in such a meaningful way. Of course, no technology is perfect. There are times when translations miss subtle nuances, or when recommendations may feel generic. But travelers who use these tools with an open mind and a willingness to explore beyond the app's suggestions often find that serves as a gateway, not a limitation. It opens doors, sparks curiosity, and encourages real-world interactions rather than replacing them. And let's be honest, sometimes, that spontaneous street encounter or unexpected festival moment becomes the highlight of your trip. Simply increases your chances of being in the right place at the right time, with a little more understanding of what's happening around you. Imagine walking through the narrow lanes of Arashiyama's bamboo forest. Your guide sharing the legends associated with the groves, the spiritual significance of bamboo in Japanese culture, and even pointing out spots where famous haiku were written. Suddenly, you're not just admiring towering stalks, you're connected to centuries of art, nature, and human expression. It's moments like these where technology and tradition weave together in unforgettable ways. So why does all this matter? Because in a world where travel is increasingly commodified, experiences like this bring back the soul of exploration. They remind us that true travel isn't about ticking off landmarks. It's about meaningful encounters, personal growth, and understanding cultures on their own terms. With as a tool, not a replacement, you're invited into a richer, more thoughtful way of seeing the world. And here's something to think about for your next adventure. How would your travel experience change if you could move beyond the surface level, connect deeply, and truly immerse yourself in a culture? Would you dare to slow down, ask questions, and let both tradition and technology guide you? In the end, cultural immersion in Kyoto with tour guide tools is not just a novelty. It's a glimpse into the future of travel. A future where technology doesn't isolate us from culture, but instead draws us closer to it. Where we move beyond being mere tourists to becoming respectful guests, eager learners, and even friends of the places we visit. If you're curious about how other ancient cities are embracing technology to deepen cultural connections, stick around for our next video. We're exploring how historical towns across Europe are using AI to bring their heritage to life in ways you've never imagined. Trust me, you won't want to miss it.